The Selfish Podcast acknowledges the traditional owners of land and waters that this podcast is recorded on.
Are you feeling drained and exhausted? Do you feel like you're carrying the load? Do you need to prioritise yourself and perhaps be a little bit selfish? Welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Podcast with Steph and Chloe. Hey, Steph.
Hey, Chloe. Now, before we get into anything, I would just love to give a shout out to all of our listeners out there. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for liking and reviewing and rating. Do you want to share some of the reviews that we've been getting?
Yeah, it's been so amazing. Thanks for everyone for the love that you've been giving us. We've got some reviews here to share. This is from Kato1983. Just binged, listened to the whole series. Totally love this new podcast.
5 stars.
5 stars, yes. Another 5 stars. Excited by Sunshine Days. Love these women. Excited to hear and learn more. 5 stars. And from Yeep9, can't wait for more. So excited to hear this trailer and can't wait for the girls on their healing journeys.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and we've been getting so many DMs. Our Instagram is at the.selfishpodcast and also just messages to us personally, and we really do appreciate it. So if this content is resonating with you, if you like what you hear, if you want to hear more, please do rate, review, please do share it as well. I mean, that's the best thing you could do for us.
Absolutely.
We want to get the word out there. We want to promote what we've been working on because we're super proud of it. So please send a link to one of your friends. Tell them they must listen to it. Otherwise, you'll no longer be friends with them. That would be great.
That's right. You will no longer be friends with us. No, I'm joking. That was a bit harsh.
That was harsh. Just, yeah.
No, share it with your friends. Oh, did I get you?
Goodness, you
Sorry.
That's okay.
Just pulling off headphones over here.
That's okay. But we've had a bit of sickness, haven't we?
We have.
Both real sickos over here.
Shitty, actually, hey?
Yeah, how are you feeling? I think it's just that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, start of winter.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good now. Yeah, kind of got through it. The boys, were unwell and Adam was away and, we got kind of struck down but came through the other side.
Very good.
Stronger.
All stronger.
Not fitter. Not really healthier, but, there's always up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how about you?
Voice is still a bit,
bit husky.
Been spending a little bit too long on the phone lines.
Oh.
1-800, blah, blah, blah.
Lucky.
No, yeah, voice is feeling pretty, probably about 80% healed, I think. When
I've been chatting to Steph during the week, like we try to organise what we're going to re-record and whatnot, and not re-record, just record. She was just sounding like absolute shit. I'm like, there's no way we are putting our listeners through that voice.
No, exactly. Plenty of chamomile tea and
Beautiful.
some lemon and some honey. But I've noticed because I had COVID a few weeks ago as well, so I think this probably hit me harder because I was a bit run down from the COVID. But I have noticed that I sometimes get rosacea, and I have got it. You can see it now on my cheeks, probably. And this is like 3 layers of foundation over it, so it's really quite red.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's from. I don't know if it's from the COVID, but I sort of did a bit of a look into
Did a Google?
rosacea,
Did you do a Dr. Google?
I did Dr. Google's my best friend. And then I do Dr. Reddit and Dr. all the different doctors out there.
Okay.
Not always a good idea.
Are we recommending this?
No, we're not recommending this. So I tried some different creams, and then I read somewhere that it's actually related to your gut health.
Oh.
So I'm seeing a naturopath tomorrow.
Where
actually.
it is, or just rosacea in general?
Rosacea in general, but also I think that part of the body is also around the intestines.
Interesting.
Yeah, but what I did start doing is I started putting breast milk on it, actually.
Great idea.
Yeah, it hasn't really done anything. But you know what they say, like breast milk can cure all.
Yeah.
I know when I was sick last time, I just was doing shots of it.
Yeah, just lather yourself in your breast milk.
When I was drinking it too.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What? Have you never tried?
No, I've never tried mine.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. It kind of grosses me out. My girlfriends have tried it.
Try yours?
Yeah, which is so gross.
Okay, what happened here?
We were... Sorry, girls. I'm not going to name drop.
You don't have to name names.
I don't have to name names. No, we were at a Christmas party. We do like an annual girls' Christmas party, and this was my Raph, my firstborn. And yeah, it was pumping and dumping because I was drinking, but the girls decided to have some swigs of the.
There you go.
Yeah, gross.
Well, is it any grosser than drinking cow's milk?
Well, I don't know. It's just weird.
I don't know. I just think it's so many antibiotic properties. Maybe I should start drinking it now, actually. Maybe that would help me.
It might.
Yeah, I'll report back on that. I'll report back.
I'm keen to hear. Either I'm going to bring some cream in for you.
Yeah, please do.
This beautiful brand called Mukti for anyone out there who wants to try some new skincare. And it's really beautiful. Love it.
And if anyone does have tips on rosacea, let me know. As I said, I've got the naturopath tomorrow, so I'll hopefully that will clear it up. But also, I've had a bit of a few stressful weeks, and that can be quite stress related too. Yeah, inflammation. Yeah, because I'm heaty.
Yeah.
So in the Ayurvedic, rosacea is often because you're holding too much pitta. So not sure what any of that means, but
or the naturopath might be able to. Yeah, she'll fix you.
Yeah, exactly. She will cure me. And Chloe, I got a few interesting text messages when you were down and out about your TV choices.
Well, just so for everyone listening along, I'm not really much of a TV gal. And this has been like a bit of a sticky point for me and Steph because when we've been talking about, excuse me, shows and stuff, she's always telling me about this Vanderpump rules or something.
Succession, like pretty mainstream shows, to be fair.
But I don't know, I just felt like I didn't have time for any of this like trashy TV. But anyway, it turns out I have time and I've really enjoyed. So I've got through Sex Life and that was super kinky for anyone that wants to have a watch of that one. Got through that. Then I got through Emily in Paris when we had our sickness and I loved it. Just like, beautiful outfits. Love Paris.
Yeah.
Love.
To love. As I said, welcome to the dumpster. Like trash TV and garbage TV is my love language. It is the one thing I love to do. I love my housewives. I love my below decks. I love, F-Boy Island is a new recruit to my list.
We've watched 2 of those too.
What did you think?
Look, it was eye-opening. That comment about anyone who's going to watch this, then they're going to see that. But I was more about it was just a really stupid comment for that man to make, and it's not going to be good for him moving forward. No.
What I do like about the show, though, is I think Abby's a great host.
Yeah.
And I think she really owns the situation and also calls out the boys.
Yeah, I like some of their calls.
Yeah, and I feel like they're in on the joke. Like it's a little wink to the audience because they break the fourth wall a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they know it's a reality TV show and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Not too serious.
No, they're not taking themselves seriously. Yeah, her one-liners are good. Yeah, so anyway, we can talk more about F-Boy.
Yeah, we can now actually talk about TV
We can
shows.
have conversations.
Yeah, which is great. So I'm going to be pulling today's card.
Oh, yeah. I was going to jump into our modality today, but no, we're going to do the card.
No, let's do the card. Okay.
Amazing.
So I have got Affirmations to Guide Your Journey by Lisa Messenger.
Beautiful
I actually started following her on Instagram the other day.
She's amazing.
Yeah. So some really interesting stuff. Okay. Yep. All right.
What have we got? She's taking her time here, guys. She's really sifting through here. I'm really interested to see what this is going to be. Come on, gal.
Okay.
Oh no, she's pulled the bottom of the deck card. Have you?
No, I don't even know how to read this card. Okay. Amusing. Make a point to shout out to 3 such women in your circle today and then be one yourself. Affirmation, I will find fulfillment in championing other fearless females.
No, I love that. That's why we're asking everyone to share our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. So the women I love and admire for their strength and grace did not get that way because shit worked out. They got that way because shit went wrong and they handled it. They handled it in 1,000 different ways on 1,000 different days, but they handled it. Those women are my superheroes.
I love
That's by Elizabeth Gilbert.
Beautiful. Yeah. Pump up the women.
Do you like that? I should pull another one.
No, I like that. I think it's great.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. There you go. Shout out to other women and be one of them yourself.
Love it. Yeah. I think that's important for us, here chatting, just kind of holding that space for women to, we've talked about power and stuff before. And so stepping into that power and being like supportive of other women. I think it's really important that we need to do that.
Yeah, and I think also, one of the things we want to do is just talk about, day-to-day stuff. So, show those people that they are seen, like we see them.
Yes.
We see the day-to-day struggle. We see the shit show. And if we can be some kind of, community of sorts.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what's the moon doing?
The moon. I think there has been lots of stuff going on, and I'm sorry I haven't done all my research, but we are coming into end of a lunar cycle. We're coming into a new lunar cycle this coming Saturday, which will be the 17th, I think, of June, something like that. So, yeah, everyone setting new intentions for the next lunar cycle ahead. So thinking about things that you want to plant and sow into the soil, and yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
All right, shall we jump into what we're going to chat about today?
Let's do it. What are we discussing today?
We are talking about breath work. So both Steph and I have recently been on a breathwork journey. We were planning on doing it together, but it didn't work out in the end. So we both done it separately, and we're going to share our experiences with you today, but a little bit on what is breathwork. A breathwork journey basically takes you into an altered state of consciousness, and it's a really potent tool for deep healing, recalibration, and transformation of unprocessed emotions and trauma. So this one that we went through is like termed an activated breathwork journey, and it basically is a manipulation of the life force within our body, and you're taken to this non-ordinary state of consciousness, and you tap into the subconscious mind. And it brings forward things that need to be processed. So as I said, the emotions, the trauma, you might experience some messages coming through that your subconscious wants you to hear. But it basically resets your nervous system, and it releases any stagnant energy within your body. The one that Steph and I did is a mix of holotropic and Wim Hof. And maybe another one, Steph? No, I think they're the main ones. But yeah, it's kind of causes fluctuations of carbon dioxide and oxygen in your body.
And the set and the setting are also just as important as the breathing that you're doing during it. So
absolutely.
You need to make sure that you're in a setting that feels very safe and supported, and also set the mindset before you go into it, and then also, understanding what's happening with the body, which we'll talk about in a bit more detail.
Absolutely. I think that was really important. That's one thing that this practitioner really kind of stated to me, and Adam did it together, and she really just talked about making sure you're feeling really safe in the setting that you do it.
Yeah. And
we actually did it within our home, but you, Steph, did it somewhere else, which we can go into.
Yeah, but let's stick with your journey for now. So why did you do it? What sort of drew you to breathwork?
I think just trying something different. And there's a lot of talk about breathwork out there at the moment on social media, and so it just kind of like I was interested kind of in it. And Adam, my husband, is very he now does weekly breathwork journeys in kind of a men's group down here.
So that was a result of you guys doing your first session?
Yeah. He does it with sauna as well, and so hot and cold stuff after the breath work. But in our instance where we did it with this other practitioner, I think it was just something for Adam and I to do together, and I knew that he was really interested in it, and so I was like, why not? Let's give it a go and try something new together. So we did it back. Mine was a couple of months ago now, back at the beginning of the year, and I really went into it not having any idea what I was stepping into. Did you feel the same?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I knew the practitioner, so I trusted her.
Of course.
Trusted her implicitly, but I think had I not known her, I would have had a lot of questions.
Same.
And
absolutely.
we'll touch on those questions at the once we've shared our experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, we just set up in our lounge room and laid down on the floor, started with the practitioner talking to us about like the preparation, you know, like spent, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes,
a good
half
20
an hour.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a thorough briefing, which I very much appreciated.
Same. I then did feel, because I didn't know what I was getting in for to begin with, and then having that information given to me in a beautifully like articulated manner with a lot of depth, I got a bit nervous.
You're like, what the fuck have I signed up for?
Yeah. I was like, fuck. Because we did it quite early in the piece when she just started this down here. And, I just kind of was like, oh, golly, okay, we're going there. This is happening. Yeah. And so we laid down and then we started the process of the breathing. And it's all mouth breathing. And there's different gears that she talks you through. So basically you just lie down and then you just get into the kind of the mouth breathing, which for me felt a little bit unusual because we're not typically mouth breathers as humans.
I know a few mouth breathers.
Yeah, it's not.
Don't like them. I've been a mouth breather lately because my nose was so blocked.
Yeah. How's that felt for you?
Didn't like it.
No. Dry mouth?
Dry mouth.
Oh. Yeah. For those playing along at home, the reason why we are nasal breathers as humans is because we've got lots of little hairs in our nose that filter out the air. Yeah. But when you breathe through the mouth, you don't have that filtration system. And so you can get a lot of infections in the back of your mouth with your tonsils and tonsillitis. And yeah. So that is why we're nose breathers. Just a little bit of a side story there. But anyway, so it is all mouth breathing and it's kind of like taking like shallower breaths and breathing out in a more elongated manner. And I felt many things in this journey. Mine were mainly like physical sensations that I felt during. And actually I cried again. You've got to understand that I cry all the time in these different modalities that I do. That release of emotions of some description. I saw lots of visual imagery as well, quite similar to the mushroom psilocybin trip, and colours during the integration phase. So
the integration phase is after. So you do the breath work in sort of 3 different stages, and then integration phase is when you're lying down and just sort of.
Then you go back to normal nasal breathing.
Yeah.
And then you're just allowing your body to kind of process what you've just been through.
Yeah.
I guess the changes in carbon dioxide and oxygen in your body.
Yeah.
I got the tetany in my hands. So that's like the claw-like hand. So my hands kind of really became, like a claw. And I was reading up on this, and it's basically about when the levels of CO2 in your blood drop, and the pH levels increase and they become more alkaline, it causes your veins to contract, and then it causes these claw-like hands. And so weird. And I think I've heard others, like your feet can also do it too. So kind of in your extremities can cause different sensations in your body. But what else did I experience? I had lots of, I had this deep pressure sensation, like a rolling pressure from my head all the way down to my toes. And it was kind of like someone was sitting on me, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I had to really focus. I don't know about you, Steph, but I had to really focus on the mouth breathing. Like I felt like it took me a bit of time to get into that rhythm.
Yeah, I did too. I really had to focus on, because it was different sort of breathing into different parts of the body, the stomach and then the heart.
Yeah, that's right.
And I felt like absolutely.
It's kind of like a triangle breathing or something, I think it might be referred to.
Yeah.
Like deeper, yeah. And then you've got to hold your breath at the end, which I was really shit at.
Me too.
Adam, I swear, held it for like 3 minutes.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
held mine for like 10 seconds.
Oh.
Like, well, I don't know how long it was, but you've got to hold your breath and put your legs up.
In a boat pose.
Yeah.
You got to like stiffen your body and hold it for as long as you can, and then you release and relax your body and lay back down, and then you go back into your normal breathing through your nose. And it's about that integration and starting to allow everything to settle and shift.
Yeah. So you said that you sort of saw similar things that you did with the psilocybin trip. So what did you see when you were sort of lying back down in that integration phase?
Yeah. I saw eyes. So, and it's really interesting because I think when Steph came to ask me about the podcast, we were talking and we started talking about evil eyes, and I was like, wow, we both,
Yeah, we both do.
And that's what I saw in the in my mind's eye. I think when I was laying there, that's what it kind of like coming at me, like, an eye, but then that also morphed into a lion. So I saw a lion. They were the main things: lion, eyes, and then lots of like trippy colours and patterns.
Yeah. And so you had the wolf.
I know, wolf,
and
lion.
Now you got the lion.
I know. I actually haven't looked into what the lion is about, but I will after this. And eyes. I've never looked up what.
Was it evil eye or just an eye?
It kind of like morphed. So it actually started as the lion. Then I seemed to hone in on the eye, and then the eye became the main piece. And then it kind of changed. There was definitely an evil eye in there, but it was also like just a person's eye. Fascinating stuff.
Maybe it's about being seen.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm going to look into that. I'll report back what it kind of means. But similar to the mushroom journey too, they talk about, the integration phase and things dropping in after you've been through a process like this. And in this instance, when I did it, I had to like run off and do some work afterwards, and it wasn't really should have really listened to the practitioner and kind of had a break that afternoon just to allow things to drop in and process. But I was pretty clear, I think, in the days following, like I felt lighter potentially. But I've felt a bit nervous about doing it again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing it this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were doing the group one.
I am going to do it with Reiki as well. So yeah, I'm
a bit jealous.
I can report back at the next sesh.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear. So that was my journey. How was yours? Was it similar? Or?
Yeah, so before we go into that, sorry, and if you don't want to share, you don't have to, but did Adam have a similar journey? Like, did you guys sort of download afterwards?
We did have a little bit of chat. Adsy actually went back to his childhood. He had lots of he had questions. He said, straight out after he woke up and was like, I've got so many questions. And I was like, oh, what questions? Like maybe thinking they were like for me. But no, it was for friends of his when he was like 10. Didn't get invited to a party or something and wanted to ask why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, his subconscious had probably buried these feelings of not being worthy to attend the party or whatever. And so those things came up for him. Yeah.
Super
interesting.
It's so interesting where your mind goes.
Yeah.
When you give it space.
Absolutely.
And the right conditions. And I feel like we often don't give our mind or body or, that space and that permission. So really interesting.
So cool. Where did you go?
Well, to start with, I didn't do it at my house. I could have done it there, but I decided to do it at the studio because I don't know, I just feel like I've got a real connection to that studio, and I feel like my body is very free and like I feel very safe and secure there and very comfortable there, and I've had a lot of quite deep moments there. So I thought that would be the best place for me to do it, and we were going to do it together. So I was like, oh yeah, Chloe's going to be next to me, it'll be fine. And then and
bloody sickness.
I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, what have I signed up for? I didn't even think of this. I was going to cancel. Like I was so close to going, I'm going to cancel. And then I thought, no, just lean into that fear.
Yeah.
And just do
Step into the fear. Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? And I looked at my diary because I was thinking, I'll reschedule. And I had, work was so busy I couldn't find a free space for so long. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to do it. So when I got there, I was super, super nervous. But then went into the space. It was beautifully laid out. There was an amethyst there, which is Arthur's birthstone. So I was like, okay, as soon as I saw the amethyst, I thought beautiful. There was, some rose quartz. It was just beautifully set out. There were some cards to pull, like a card for the session. And the practitioner gave such a good briefing. So I felt like, and demonstrated the types of breathing. So, as you mentioned before, there were the 3 different types of breath. That was about 40 minutes of activated work, and then like 15 minutes where you're just lying down there and integrating. So I felt really good about it because she sort of said, if you want to go deeper or faster, you can speed up the breath or whatnot, talk through all of that stuff. So I felt very good, and I like to know what's going on. I sort of am quite investigative and curious, and I just like to know. So I really, really appreciated that because I had done zero research into this.
Yeah.
So that was excellent. And when we went into the first round of breathing, so the first round of breathing was sort of like just to get you worked into it, and it had songs with lyrics.
Songs.
So there were different types of songs for every stage.
Yes.
So this had lyrical songs.
They were the most beautiful songs.
Yeah, and the first song, that used to be my running song. So I've done about like 5 or 6 half marathons.
Oh.
And at the start, I would get so excited at the start of the race. And because again, I was all about race strategy. So I would look at the course, I would try and divide it into different sections that would make logical sense. And then I would choose songs that were the right BPM for me to get to the right speed of running.
I love that.
So for example, like American Woman is a really good one because you can pace yourself, or like Lose Yourself is like you better lose yourself in the music the moment. Yeah, I love Eminem. He's going to do it.
You do love Eminem.
He's going to do a studio tour, like a stadium tour. I heard a rumour he's going to do a stadium tour at the end of the year.
Well, you'll be there.
I'll be there. I do know every word to Stan, by the way, and maybe we'll record it at one point. It's pretty good. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So that was the song for me, just to, okay, we're doing this, race is about to start, you can do this. It was a song that I used to tap into my breath and to make sure that I wasn't going to go too fast.
That's
at the
really
start. Not that I'm
interesting.
that fast, but you know what I mean? Like it was a song that I knew really well, and I felt such calm as soon as that song came on, because I'm like, this is my song for that kind of stuff. So loved it.
Beautiful.
And then during the breathing stages, I was just so focused on trying to breathe in those different ways. So I wasn't really thinking about much when that was happening.
Yes.
But then in the integration phase, which is sort of, again, when you said we're going back into normal breathing, it was just so beautiful. I had a really, really beautiful experience. So to start with, my intention, so we set an intention at the start of the session. And so she said, think about your intention. And I was thinking about, okay, I want to connect with Arthur. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I was sort of going through a few different intentions, and none of them sat right. And then I said, I want to bathe in the universe. That was my intention. I just want to bathe in the universe. So when we sort of, was lying down, I was sort of moving, like rocking back and forth really slowly. And then I said afterwards, I said, was I actually moving? Because in my head I was moving. And I really felt like I was being cradled by the universe, cradled by Arthur. Like he was my, parent and just rocking me. And it was so relaxing. I've got shivers now. So relaxing and so calming. And it just felt so beautiful. And then I felt like I was just going on this trip through the universe, and there were all different colours, and it was like a bit of a kaleidoscope of different colours. And it was just so calming and so relaxing. And then my rocking slowly stopped. And then I saw the lotus flower.
Yes.
So the lotus flower. And then I also saw the hand with the evil eye in it, the hand with the evil eye. And so I looked up the meanings of both of them. So I also, love the evil eye. It's something that I've always been drawn to. And I like to have evil eye paraphernalia, whether it's, you know, necklaces or earrings or, you know.
All the things.
Or like, what are those things we're wearing in our photo shoot? Like gowns. The evil eye gowns.
I was like going to say capes, but they weren't a cape.
Capes.
No.
Well, they could be capes, yeah. Yeah, so I love it. You know, I love it. So I've got a lot of things, dresses, all sorts.
You do.
Anyway, so the hand is called the Hamsa, and sorry if I'm completely cocking up the pronunciation. It's a universal sign of protection, power and strength.
Beautiful.
It's also known as the hand of Fatima in Islam or the hand of Miriam in Judaism. So it's all about protecting against, you know, negative energies and that protection. So I loved, you know, that was really nice. And then the lotus flower. So interestingly enough, so just after Arthur died, I felt like I needed something to symbolize him, like straight away.
Yeah.
And I bought a necklace that had a lotus flower on it.
Wow.
And I saw one of the people in our medical team was wearing a similar necklace. And I was like, I need that necklace because she was very important to us. And then I looked it up anyway, ended up buying one with the lotus flower. So that's interesting because I really didn't know anything about the lotus flower, but was obviously drawn to it. And the lotus represents spiritual enlightenment, beauty, fertility, purity, prosperity and eternity. And also known for like rebirth and strength. So, and that's because lotus rises from the mud. And then there, you know, this beautiful
spectacular flower.
There's no stain, there's no anything. They're just beautiful. So
stunning. They
were the two things I saw very, very clearly. And I've been thinking about getting a tattoo. Like I've never been a tattoo person, but I need a tattoo.
Yep.
Just to, you know, not like I know he's with me all the time, but I feel like I want a tattoo. And so I was thinking maybe it's one of them.
Love that.
Yeah. So
wow, beautiful share, Steph. Yeah.
Yeah,
amazing.
It was really cool. Really cool. And then I booked in to do this next session next week. And then again I'm having the same things like, oh, how do I back out? How do I back out? Blah blah blah. And it's like, no, just it's okay, Steph. Just
I wonder why this is, because you know, like I took psilocybin freely.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really that worried about that, right?
Yeah.
And yet I have a lot of fear around myself and my breathing. What is that? Why is that? This is questions that I'm asking myself anyway, you know?
Well, I suppose it makes sense. If you don't breathe, you die. You know, is it that kind of thing?
Maybe it's that.
Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah. It's super interesting. Yeah. But how powerful. I think this is the one thing, and this is what Adam's been sharing with me because he's been doing it each week, is that power that we hold within, and we can take ourselves to those altered places or states of consciousness ourselves without taking a substance.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is pretty wild.
Yeah. And I mean, and for me, like just the meaning of that whole universe thing. So I've had a bit of beef with the universe because it's like, well, you know, we say, oh, universe, guide us, do this, do that, and then bad things also happen. So so what does that mean? So part of what I've been doing, and again we can chat about this in more detail at a later date, but it's really been trying to reconcile that, because I am a big believer in you know, manifesting and putting stuff out there, and you know, the universe will guide you and help you
to receive.
But what did I do to deserve what I
have experienced?
Had? Yeah. So anyway, it's a real. But this, I think, this helped me through that.
Yeah. Just to process it, maybe a bit more.
The beef,
as you say,
I've
like
got with
just
the universe.
to become
the love-hate relationship. It's complicated.
Always is.
Yeah. Yeah. So
any relationship's complicated.
Especially with the universe.
Yeah, she is pretty magnificent.
Yeah, she is. She is. I've actually been reading a book that's helping me with that as well. But again, that's for another episode.
Okay, I can't wait to hear about that.
So, Chloe, one of the questions I had to the practitioners was that there's, and as you said before, there's heaps of breathwork people popping up around the place. Are there any accreditations or things that people should be aware of or look out for when they're finding a practitioner?
So there are many different types of breath work that are being facilitated. And so what I would probably firstly look at or think about is what is your personal intention for this journey? You know, is it a journey into a non-ordinary state of consciousness, or learning how to navigate the breath with breathwork practices? So I think you've got to really kind of sit with, like, why do I want to do this?
Okay.
Initially, because not all practitioners will do both.
Okay, so it's understanding, A, what you're wanting to do, and then B, finding a practitioner who can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then once you've found that person, I think you've just got to, you know, tap into your intuition. How do you feel? Do you feel really comfortable with that person? Is that sitting well with you? Because for me anyway, you know, and we've both spoken about, there was a fear in us to step into this space.
But it's also a vulnerable space.
Yes, 100%. You don't know what's going to happen in the journey. And, you know, we've spoken to other people who have gone on these journeys, and everyone's experience is very varied and different.
Very different.
You know, crying, laughing.
I did have one tear.
You did, yeah.
I did have,
Just
Oh, no. Oh, no. It wasn't one. No. At the very end, I was uncontrollably, the very start,
sobbing?
Uncontrollably sobbing.
Yeah.
I was actually like heaving in a way that it was just, and then that stopped and then the rocking started. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I know, it's so, I've had things drop into me as you've been talking too, and thinking like, oh, wow, yeah, that happened too. So I'm excited actually to do another one now.
Come on, yes, do it.
I can't do it next weekend, but anyway, we'll find. Yeah, so I think it's really important to find that person that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, and I did ask the practitioner as well. I said, well, how do you find them? Because I just found her because I knew her.
Yes.
But she said, so her thoughts were the old school word of mouth is still brilliant in social media. She was trained by Sky Bear. I heard he's very attractive. And he will soon have an online portal where people can find facilitators trained by him. So that's one thing. But it is something that does require training, and it can have accreditation as well. So.
Yes, absolutely. And are there any other questions that you would kind of think about asking before you
are guided?
I
did ask the practitioner this, and I just want to stress, like, Chloe and I have experienced this. We are not...
No,
we don't know anything.
No, I know nothing.
We know nothing. We know nothing. We do no research. We've got no idea. Okay, so please do your own research. But also,
absolutely,
we did reach out to the practitioner to ask them what we should share. And they said, one important thing to think about is, where will the journey take place? The setting is one of the most important things to look at. You need to feel safe, supported, and held in the space, and it also needs to be uninterrupted throughout the journey. So I think.
We had our dog barking in ours, and that was a bit annoying.
She was like, shut up, put the dog away.
But actually, the interesting thing is, usually when my dog barks, I get highly anxious. Like, it really agitates me when he barks. But I must have been in a very calm state, because it actually didn't even bother me when he was barking. So it kind of does show that I was in a very calm place.
Yeah, I felt so relaxed afterwards.
Yeah, it was really relaxing.
Relaxed.
Yeah. A bit like unworldly, isn't it, after?
Yeah, I sort of felt like I was floating. After my universal bath, I sort of
your little rocking.
Yeah, my rocking. I felt like I was just on a bit of a different world.
Yeah.
What about cost, Chloe? What can we expect?
I think if you're doing it in a group setting, it's obviously a bit cheaper, around $70. And if you're doing a solo kind of journey that's supported by yourself, around about $160 for the 2 hours. So they both go for 2 hours. For me, I think personally, I liked doing the journey by myself or with Adam to begin with, like for my first, but I wouldn't be opposed to do how you are doing now, like with the group journey next.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it with a group to start with, because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to respond.
That's right.
And I want to be in a safe space where I can respond to however I need to. Yeah. And I'm not self-conscious about it. So because
I can't wait to hear what you find with the group, because I think it's quite a big group.
Well, I was also thinking the group might encourage me to go a little bit forever.
Maybe.
Or maybe go a bit faster, because doing it on my own, I just am breathing how I want to. So I just wanted to see how the impact of having other people around would impact me.
I can't wait for you to maybe just do a little mini share.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Next episode.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I won't love to. But yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how you feel.
See how I feel.
See how you feel.
No, I'm sure I'll share.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, but beautiful, beautiful practitioner that we had.
Oh, she is angelic.
She's otherworldly.
Yeah, she is otherworldly.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the key, is to find that person that you feel really safe with.
Yeah.
But no, she is just magical.
Yeah. And I think with all of these things as well, you can ask questions. Like I would absolutely, if I didn't know the practitioner, I would call them beforehand, look at their social media. Like I think you said this when you were trying to find another practitioner, like does it resonate? But also, ask people what their qualifications are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't shy away from asking those questions.
Yeah.
Because it's really important, because you are putting yourself in that vulnerable space. So, yeah, you need to feel safe and supported yourself to get the most out of it too.
Absolutely. And I think this probably is one of the practices where the practice that I felt the most vulnerable.
Yes.
Because you are going into that different state of consciousness.
Absolutely.
With your breath.
With your breath.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
You're doing it.
Yeah. You're not, yeah. It's pretty crazy. Very crazy.
Well, we'd love to hear your experiences about breathwork. Everyone out there, if you want to
share with us. We would love to
share with us.
Yeah.
Or if there's any questions that you have that we can answer in next week's episode, please do shoot us a DM at the.selfishpodcast.
Love to hear from you.
Or if there's any modalities or techniques or treatments that you want us to try out, or any TV shows you want Chloe to watch, again, please do let us know, because we're always looking and interested in
experiencing different things. So if there's anything, we've actually had a couple of people kind of drop in and being like, oh, have you heard of this? So share with us. We'd love to hear from you.
Awesome.
Wow. Well, look forward to seeing you next week.
I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, my love.
Have a lovely week, everyone out there. Look after yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Be selfish.
Be selfish.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining us, beautiful people. We hope you enjoyed the show. We really appreciate all the support that you give us. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a rating and a review. And if you like this show, please share it with a friend and tell them to have a listen. You can also connect with us on our Instagram at the.selfishpodcast. We can't wait to see you next week. Until then, be selfish.